Yo, what up? What up, man? Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little late today. In fact, it's a new record. I've never been this late for the podcast. But you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it all the way. I didn't want to be a little late. I want to be the latest ever. Let's start the show. Yeah. You know what it is, man. It is time for the Victory the Victory Talk podcast. It's the only podcast on the internet, the only one I'm aware of that starts 15 to 20 minutes late. But more importantly, it's the only podcast. Well, it's fucking free, bro. It's just free. I'm giving you free game. You get what you pay for sometimes. All right. But we gonna help you build your money, muscle, and your mindset. All right, that's what this podcast is all about, and we got some powerful shit to talk about today, man. I'm gonna go super hard. In fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I was late. I was preparing for this episode. I put together some dope shit, man. I put together some dope shit today that's really gonna help you with your life. The way it's helped me, some of the lessons I learned. If you want even more of that shit, though, you got to join the Discord, free Discord, the Victory in the Discord, where we talk all about how to build your money, muscle mindset. There's free courses in there, all types of free shit in there, man. And we going to add some more free courses. I'm in there frequently. I go live in there sometimes, answering your questions. And it's all free as well. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check that out. Man, I like to start the pod off with... this is number 61. This podcast number 61, man. We doing this shit. At least by 100. I'll be on time. We'll see. We'll see. But listen, I like to start the podcast off with a story, man, that I feel like it help you guys. So check this out. Y'all know, if you know me, you know that my preferred form of footwear is a shoe called Nike's Air Force Ones. The black ones. I only wear the black ones. And now I've heard that those shoes were only for crazy people, lunatics. But it wasn't always like that. I've been wearing these since early 2000s. But I think I'm part of the reason the shoe has got that reputation. But I wear black Air Force Ones almost every day. Right. Just it feels right. It feels right to me. However, I just got a new pair of shoes. Right. This was a gift from one of my former employees, man. He got me. This is the man flywithjohnnythai. Check him out on YouTube. He got a YouTube page. He teaches like fashion. He one of them Asian dudes who's like stylish. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen these motherfuckers? They like got a lot of these Asian dudes that just got a lot of style. And so that's what his shit is about. You know what I'm saying? And he got me these ones, man. These is hard. He sent these to me for no reason. Well, not for no reason. He sent me a letter. And I hope he doesn't mind me reading this shit out loud. I hope he doesn't mind. We'll see. He said, "Yo, Brandon, I just want to thank you for all the wisdom you installed in me throughout the Bro Labs day." So he used to work for me back in New York, and he was one of the first employees back when we had the supplement line Bro Labs, and we were selling fitness courses, and we had fitness supplements. We're making millions and shit. And he was, what's funny? Before I get into this, I was in LA and I was about to film with Greg O'Gallagher, Kino Body, and another motherfucker, wasn't Julian from RSD. You know, he be in Japan and shit doing his thing. And we were about to film, but I didn't have no camera guy in LA. So, you know, I went on Snapchat or Instagram or one of them motherfuckers. I was like, yo, the cameraman in LA. Johnny pulls up mad nervous, and he filmed the shit. He filmed it so fucked up, right? But it was his first time. He didn't really know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like half off the screen. And like, yo, if you watch that old video, I'm half off the screen. But I like the kid, you know what I'm saying? He came through. And then he said he wanted to work for me. But he was about to go to college. He said, man, I want to drop out of college and work for you. And you know me, man, I'm a big proponent of higher education, especially among minorities. I think you motherfuckers should go to school. And I ain't want to be responsible for this motherfucker dropping out of school, right? But he dropped out anyway and just showed up in New York, said, I want to work with you. I was like, all right, motherfucker, you're here now. All right. So what he said, I want to thank you for all the, he worked for me for about, I want to say 4 or 5 years. And at the same time, he started building his own YouTube page, doing that Asian fashion shit. It wasn't like, I don't want you to think he was like wearing like karate uniforms and nothing. I'm talking about like those Asians who like, you know, it's like there's like these group of Asians who dress super stylish. And I used to, you know, if I was going to buy some drip, is that what the kids call it? Drip, some drip. I would be like, yo, Johnny, man, is this drippy? And he'd be like, yes. He didn't talk like that. But for the sake of this story, he talks like this. Brandon, I just wanted to thank you for all the wisdom. No, I'm just kidding. For all the wisdom you instilled in me throughout the Bro Labs days. I remember my first week, we had one of those walk-in meetings. I used to do walk-in meetings. I'd be like, hey, man, come with me. I'm going to talk to you. And we'd walk around the block. We'd walk around Manhattan and shit. And I'd be like, and you asked me how much money I wanted to make. I said, I only want to make $100,000. And you said, that's it. I forgot what you said after it. But then proceeded to do multiple launches, each doing 6 figures. And it was tangible to me at that point. Right? It never hit me how much working with you helped me until I made over 6 figures. So I started making over 6 figures, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into too much his finances, but he's doing really well for himself, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know his Asian parents probably, listen, you know Asian parents the way I know Asian parents. They don't like your kids to drop out of school and do YouTube. He's supposed to be out here winning math competitions and shit. Instead, he's dropping out to do fashion YouTube. But that's what he did. But he's making money now, right? So I'm sure you made him happy, right? So I always wanted to get you a pair of Jordans for your birthday. And today, I wanted to gift you the original Jordan 1 breed that was banned from the NBA. Nike was fined $5,000 each game they were worn because it wasn't white enough. Because it wasn't white enough in the sneaker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet. Which drove up demand even more. One of the greatest marketing strategies by Nike. Does y'all know Nike paid that fine for Jordan to get the shoes because they became a big fucking deal because they got a lot of publicity. And these are the first ones. These are the first Jordans, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a huge fan of Jordan, and I am forever grateful for all the Jordan Carter mentality, Jordan/Carter mentality that was instilled in me throughout Bro Labs. Johnny Thai. Let's give a shout out to my man Fly with Johnny Thai. Check out his YouTube. If you want some of that Asian drip, pause. I don't even know what it sounds like. Sound like I should have said pause after that. You know what I'm saying? But Johnny, that's my man. I'm super proud of him. His YouTube page is dope. You know what I'm saying? And I would watch it more if I was classy. Instead, I just walk into the design district, into the Gucci store or the Polo store. I mean, at the Gucci store, the Louis store, and say, what's new? Okay, give me 2. And because I don't wear clothes typically to look nice. I wear clothes to flex on the haters. And I don't care how it look. What? Oh, I got some shit on me. I got some shit on me. It's on my t-shirt. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Or I just wear whatever my girlfriend picks out. But if you're into fucking fashion and you like looking fly, then you gotta fuck with my man Johnny Thai, Fly with Johnny Thai. In fact, I gave him that name. I was like, man, yo, you need. It was like a joke at first. I was like, yo, man, he was talking about starting his YouTube page. I was like, yo, man, you should call it Fly with Johnny Thai. You know what I'm saying? And yo, all the names of shit, everything be a fucking joke until it's just like we can't think of nothing better, and then we just go with it. Like the name of the company was Bro Labs. That was a joke. And then we was like, oh, I guess it's fucking Bro Labs. I guess it's fucking Bro Labs, you know? The first fucking product was T-Rex. It was like a fat burner, and one of the main ingredients was green tea extract, like the highest quality. And we T-Rex, like TEA, and the fucking, I had a dinosaur on the fucking first. It was a joke until it wasn't. Millions of dollars later, joke's on you. Hey, but there's no point to that story. I just wanted to tell you, man. I just wanted to tell you that shit, you know, because I don't know, super dope to see one of my former employees out here fucking doing this thing and showing appreciation years later. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. You know, because they ain't all do that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't all do that, you know. And you know, that's so Nima, whenever you quit or get fired, you know what I'm saying, which may be tonight, I'm gonna expect all types of gifts. You know what I'm saying? All types of gifts. All right, let's get into the pod, man. Enough wasting time. Make sure you fuck with my man Fly with Johnny Thai. That's the homie, man. Real proud of him. Listen, Nima, we got a sponsor for this episode. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, man. We got
wow.
a sponsor.
That's,
yeah.
I mean, 61 episodes.
Listen, man, you know, this was when you work hard, you know, hard work, perseverance, dedication, you end up with a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Good things can happen. And, you know, we've been going 60 episodes strong. We finally got a sponsor. This episode 61 of the Victory Community Podcast is sponsored by Thot Repellent. Yeah, Thot Repellent. It is the easy to apply spray that keeps the hose away. Have you guys ever got a good look at this bottle? All right. So I'm gonna be honest with you. We put this together. Nima made the bottle when we've been, you know, he designed it. And you know, you can see there's like there's a Thot, like the Ghostbusters shit, but it's a Thot. This is really coming to market because it's a big problem. It's a big problem. You know, every day in America, a baller falls victim to one of these hoes. Yeah, they out here getting pregnant on purpose. You know what I'm saying? On purpose. Why would anybody do that? And then they're out here getting niggas fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're out here ruining lives, knocking guys off their grind. Remember Tiger Woods? Y'all remember him? He was the best golfer, maybe athlete of all time. Like, he's got to be like top 5 athletes of all time. What happened? He got caught with all these hoes, man. He was fucking all these hoes. He crashed his fucking car into a crib. Had to give his wife $100 million. All for what? Some hoes, man. Had he had Thot Repellent, he wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, it's not available to the public. Not yet. We're still working on in the lab. You know, we've gone through a lot of prototypes. All right. And all your super chats go towards the research and development for Thot Repellent. All right. So we got a lab out here. It's not in Miami because some of the stuff we're doing is not legal in America. But here's the thing. In South America, you can do almost anything. And we got a South American lab where we've been testing, researching, and developing Thot repellent. Now, only a few people have died in the research today. But we're trying to get that down to a manageable, a very manageable level, because we want to get this out to you, man. We want to help you keep these hoes away from you so you don't fall off like Tiger Woods. Who else, man? There's like all types of ballers who fell off because of the hoes. And I don't want this to be one of you. I don't want you to be one of them. Now, as of now, it will keep about 18 thoughts away from you for 24 hours, right? But what if you, but here's the thing, that sounds good. But what if you join the Victory Unit Discord? You start going through all the free courses we have, right? You start applying that knowledge, improving your life, building your money, muscle, and mindset. You're going to need to keep more than 18 hoes away from you. Yeah. You're going to have to keep like 30, 50, 60 hoes away from you, depending on the density of hoes in your region. You know what I'm saying? If you're in Miami, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, we're going to need to get it to at least 50. Right now, we only got it at 18. Now, we need your help. We need your help with your super chats. We can develop this product to keep the ballers safe from these hoes. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. As of now, there are a few side effects. All right, just a few. It's nothing crazy, but the FDA, if you can trust them, right? The FDA says we got to tell you what the side effects are. So side effects include, but are not limited to, kamikaze teardrops, sleep sprinting, neon nipples, date night diarrhea, Jamaican blood clots, spiked unibrow, excessive butthole growth. Excuse me. Seductive stomach aches, hormonal hiccups, filthy flush, elbow grease, Marvin's room, hyperactive earwax, kangaroo booty, Manny Pacquiao head, thirsty throat, moan muscle spasms, pinky toenail loss, macho mumbling, in Puerto Rican fashion. I believe these are small prices to pay for keeping the hoes away from you. However, you know, you with your help, with every super chat, we can get these we can keep these side effects down to a manageable level. Help the ballers. Help yourself. All right, let's get into it. All right. I got a lot of stuff I want to get into today, but we've already got some super chats. We already got some people who've been contributing to the calls, and I would like to acknowledge some of those heroes right off the bat. Some of the heroes.
We have Blackjack Mastery.
Oh, Blackjack is back.
What's the best source for Google Ads? I have one of their accountant strategists monitoring my ads, but feel that he lacks knowledge. 5,000 clicks, but no conversations.
Hey, man.
Ads have been running for 90 days, removed negative keywords.
Oh, man. You know, the best source, does he mean the best source to learn it? Or do you mean the best targeting strategy? What is it?
I feel like he's talking about like learning or like getting guidance, because he mentions like I have the accountant.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go with just the fucking account strategist, man. like the one that they supply. That's just some asshole, man. He just started working there. Shit, man. I mean, I'm sure there's some resources out there, man. You should have hollered at my man Jeremy, man. My man Jeremy. You were supposed to, Jeremy, bro, you were supposed to be at the mastermind last week. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for you. I was like, where Blackjack? I'm finally gonna meet him. Is he a real person? You know? is he a real person, or has this been an elaborate hoax?
Yeah, he just,
you know what I'm saying?
He just confirmed to learn.
Yeah, I see. I'm trying to think who has a course on that shit that I respect. You know, Alex Becker used to have I don't think he sells it no more, especially since he just sold Hyros for fucking $100 million. Probably ain't selling courses no more. But he used to have a course on it, and I went through it, and it was pretty good. I don't remember the name of it, and I don't know how to get it. So I don't know how helpful that is. But that was the last course that and then I'm gonna be honest with you, I learned ads from my mentor, Matt Gallant, but he didn't have a course on it. He was just one of the best in the world at it. And he taught me a lot about it. Yeah. I don't holla at Jeremy, man. I'm just telling you, he was in contact with Jeremy. Jeremy told me he talked to you, man. Holla at him, you know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. Oh, she says Jeremy won't take him. Oh, not to hire him, man, but you should have joined his mastermind, because there was some people there who could have helped you. Like there were some guys who do that. Fuck yeah, man. You could have met my man Gabe, who was there. I just put Gabe in touch with my man Moneybird because he needed someone to run his ads. And Gabe used to do some of Dan Locke's ads back in the day. Man, you should have came to the mastermind, bro. I was looking for you, man. At the mastermind. The mastermind ain't no 100K a month. His mastermind is cheap. It's way too cheap. Anyway, what else we got?
We have a super sticker from
Okay.
Ifosa.
Okay. Come on, Osa. You see them shades he had on, man? That's a brother who needs sock repellent, man. If you taking pictures of yourself with shades on indoors and then use that as a profile pic, that's a man who needs sock repellent. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? What else we got?
Gymnasium Curtis Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the influence book is fire. I see how you apply its principles across all your business.
Oh, yo, influenced by Robert Cialdini. Yeah, that's that shit right there, man. For sure.
We have Mav.
Big Mav.
4 parts. Part 1.
Oh.
I was advised to get a qualification as a support worker because of my people skills and caring nature, but I found it's not for me.
Okay.
It allows me to work weekends and get paid double because of penalty rates, which is great for uni.
Mm-hmm.
The job can be stressful though because it's someone's life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm a biz student and I want to compound my skill set working admin while studying.
Yeah.
Those jobs don't offer weekend shifts.
Yeah, I'm
where
sure
you
this
make double. And the acquisition of capital is a must for a man. Ain't no question.
Oh,
man.
yeah. It was, yo, man, sound like he just shouting out statements, man. I guess, yo, listen, if you want to give super chats just to, give yourself some positive affirmations, man, I'm with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mav. There's no question in there, man. But I like that you got all these opportunities on deck. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up, brother. Keep that shit up.
We have Kip. I was in the trading masterclass yesterday and I couldn't find the link to sign up. I tried replying to her email, but no luck.
You know what? Jump. If you find Greg in the Discord, he'll help you out, man. The homie Greg in the trading part of the Discord, he can help you out.
He also watches the show, the podcast.
Greg, man, holla at Kip. Holla at my man Kip if you there. You know what I'm saying?
We got Erden.
That's a good
BBC.
name.
What are some good niches for the marketing agency business model in your opinion? And do you have any advice for people starting agencies?
You know what, man? you should pick an industry that you. Okay, so here's how I look at it. Right, again, every time I talk about the niche you should have. Oh, hold up, guys. This is what happens when you show up late, man. You be unprepared and shit, man. Y'all, I want y'all to learn from my mistakes. Don't be late. All right. If that how you do everything is how you do anything, how you do everything, that shit was true, I'd be fucking screwed. Luckily, that's bullshit. All right. All right. So when you think about a niche, boom. This is how I always think about it. It's like I think about it. Who you want to help, what problem do you want to solve for them, and then how are you going to solve that problem, right? And it should be unique, right? So for an agency, I would pick, you got to think about what kind of client you want, right? And I would think about what kind of client I want. That could be based off business size, how much money they have to spend. You small business, you can only work with big businesses. You can do it either way you want. But what's more important is what niche they're in and focus on that. For example, when I had my marketing agency, I only worked with people who were in the fitness industry, right? And I would only work with people in the fitness industry. One, because I knew that niche really well. And like, if you're in the fitness industry, who are you going to go with? Just some fucking marketing guys or fitness marketing guys? You know what I'm saying? It's like very specialized, right? Specialists always make more money than generalists, right? That's why think about like a steakhouse versus a fucking diner. You can get a steak at a diner, right? But which one is probably better, right? Which one is, and then with the steakhouse, you're probably dressing up, nicer. It's different ambiance. They specialist. You want to be a specialist, not a generalist. There's a reason heart surgeons make more money than a regular ass doctor who you go to for a fucking earache, headache, STD, right? You go to that motherfucker everything, right? But like the heart doctor, you only want to go to him, right? So basically, I find the focus with the who, right? And then what, right? This is important too, right? You don't want to just be a marketing agency. So once you find the person, you want to be like, for example, I have a friend who only works with, okay, no, here's the what, right? So check out the what. So my man, Jeremy, he only works with clients who have high ticket offers, who sell via like applications and sell over the phone. Sell over the phone or through Zoom. So like if you got a Shopify store and you want to get ads done with him, he's not the guy for me. He'll probably recommend you to someone else, right? But he specializes in that exact form of marketing, and he focuses, and then he doesn't try to do TikTok ads and YouTube ads. It's just Facebook and Instagram, just Meta, right? Facebook and Instagram. So he's like really niching down. So if you do that along with the industry, you pick an industry, you pick a kind of client in that industry, and then you pick which platform you're going to focus on and master that one. Don't try to fucking master all of the fucking advertising platforms. And that's kind of with the how too, right? That maybe that would have been the how for this, right? So for me, with my agency, when I had a marketing agency, it was just fitness. It was fitness influencers. Boom. And what I did with them is I helped them monetize their fan base. And I did that with, I did that by help. I actually was fully integrated. Like I helped them with, I built the funnels. I helped them put together the products, and I ran the ads for them too. And I will put up the money for the ads, but because I did all of that shit for them, they didn't have to do nothing. And they just had to bring the audience and their credibility and shit. And then we would split the profits. Like we split the profits 50-50. And that worked out really well for everybody. But you might not want to go that hard. Maybe you just, you got to really figure out how you want to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. The only wrong way to do it is not to specialize. if you were just a generalist, just, hey, I have a marketing agency and you're working with anybody, helping them with anything, anyway, then you're just a fucking generalist. You're super replaceable. But if you specialize on a certain type of client, helping them with a certain type of goal in a certain type of way, there's probably not a lot of competition there. So now they can't price shop, right? Because all the shit I was doing with my marketing agency for the influencers, there was nobody else who was going to do that for them. Like, they were super excited to find me. And same with Jeremy, because he only focuses on one type of ad strategy, not strategy, but one type of client who wants to help them. He hopes to make money one kind of way. There's not a lot of people who can do that the way he does it, right? So he's like a master of it. And if you focus on the same thing and you do the same thing over and over again, you get better at it, especially if it's in the same industry. You get what I'm saying? Then you'll develop it's a narrow field of mastery, but it's narrow, but it's deep. Pause. And instead of being wide and just like a generalist, you get what I'm saying? Like, you just master. What did Bruce Lee say, man? I'm not afraid of the guy who can kick 100 kicks. I'm afraid of the kicker who. Bruce Lee said some shit about kicks that's like super dope. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee was spitting back in the day, you know? Oh, okay. Bruce Lee said, I'm not afraid of the person who knows 10,000 kicks, but I am afraid of the person who knows one kick, but practiced it 10,000 times, right? It's the same principle. Like, if you get your focus super narrow, you not only will you be able to differentiate yourself from the people you're competing with, but you're also going to get way better at that thing than they'll be at anything, because their attention is spread too thin. That makes sense? Hope that makes sense. I think I killed that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. Got a lot to teach today, but we got time. If there's any more super chats that we need to be addressed?
Mav came back with his question.
Oh, Mav got a question now? What's up?
Question was, should I leave the job after discovering it's not for me, or stay in it because of the flexibility and money? Hard to find jobs paying penalty rates like that. It's great for students.
It depends on how much you need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is, right? If I needed the money, bad enough, I'd fucking mop floors right now. Drive a bus, right? It depends. I'm not above nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to like it if I need it. You know what I'm saying? It might make a lot of sense to stack up your money, right? Until you are in a place where you don't have to do nothing you don't want to for money, right? In fact, you should download the Baller Mindset course if you haven't already, because it kind of walks you through step by step where you need to be in order to accomplish that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, can you crack that window, bro? Because I got this CO2 monitor in here, and when this shit goes above 1,000, what happens is your cognitive abilities start to drain. So I want these in every room, and these, you know. You want enough oxygen in the air. When it's too much CO2 in the air, you won't be able to think as clearly. That's a science fact. That's a little cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Nima. Let's give a shout out to Nima, man. Let's keep a shout out to Nima. Because this podcast was about to suck. If this shit would have kept going up. All right. Let's run through the rest of this footage, because I got a lot of stuff I want to teach today.
Cool. We got Rio.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I said that right.
All right.
I've made $180,000 at 17.
Shout out to him.
Not in college
Mm-hmm.
or uni. Every day working hard, gym, jacked, making money. How can I meet you and shadow you? I also have 60K on IG.
Hey, man, shout out to you, bro. Shit, man. You know, everything has a price. I believe with the right price, man. I believe Nima will punch a baby for the right price. I don't know what the right price. Yeah, for the right price. You know what I'm saying? It might be. It might be a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? $3-4. You know what I'm saying? But for the right price, man. You know, yo, man, I don't know. I don't do. Listen, stay tuned. I'll probably have some meetups at some point. I don't know, man. I ain't got no. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably be doing some meet and greets or something soon, maybe. But shout out to you, brother, man. I'm real proud of your achievements, though. What you've done at age 17 is super admirable, man. You know, and that's super dope. What you should do is download that baller mindset course, though, because then I can mentor you right there. That shit is free. I know a lot of y'all have been through it. Just type in the comments so they know what's up. People know what's up, because it's one thing if I say it, but if y'all say it, they'll believe it more, right? I really put together that course because I was thinking, right? You know, how can I get as much props as possible? That's why it's free. I just wanted props. You know, like when Johnny gave me these shoes, like that shit is, and the letter is what really, he could have just gave me the letter and I'd have been like heartfelt. You know, when I y'all let me know that I helped you or I've helped you in some sort of way, helped you accomplish some goals. That shit really means a lot to me, man. I already got a lot of money, but I can't buy props. I'll fly down and pay you. Man, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't have an offer for you, bro. I wish I did. I ain't thought about it. I mean, I need some time to think about it. I need some time to think about how we can do it. But for right now, download that baller mindset course. Seriously, like download it right now and go through it. Because even if we do figure it out, a way for you to make that happen, a lot of the shit I'm going to tell you is going to be in the baller mindset. I put that shit together so you guys can really like know how to come from poverty to balling in any fucking, no matter where you at right now, like no matter where you at. So a lot of the shit I'm going to tell you is going to be there. So when we do meet, you'll be ahead of the curve, man. Download that shit. You know what I'm saying? Download that shit for sure, man. But shout out to you, brother. Few more, man.
I really like Leonardo.
Mm-hmm.
BBC, you saved my life. I'm confident you're one of the best men alive.
Oh, keep that on the screen. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I do it for. This is what I do it for. Once you get enough money, man, the only thing left is props. The only thing is left is props. Now I'm helping y'all out of selfishness because I want to hear more of that shit.
Andre's going through the baller mindset again.
All right, that's what's up, man. Let's go.
All right, next super chat. We got Joey.
Mm-hmm.
You know Reuben Brookes? I'd rather be an HTT. He hit me up.
Reuben Brookes. I don't think nobody named Reuben works for me.
I can check that.
Oh, he might be a fucking competitor. It sounds like he's a competitor or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know no Reuben Brookes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, sound like it sound from what you're saying, sound like he's a competitor. But you know, I use that term loosely. You know, just because you read the Bible don't mean you're competing with Jesus, right? And I've been to church, but I'm not competing with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? What else we got?
We got Crazy. BBC, going back to community college.
Mm-hmm.
What degree would you go for if you had to go? I'm just looking to have a safety net. I'm looking at accounting right now.
For me, man, it's you know, marketing. Like just marketing, I think it's super, because they don't teach sales in college, right? But marketing and sales, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you're just looking for a safety net, maybe major in accounting. People always need somebody to crunch the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you look in the ball, marketing is just so powerful. All right.
That brings us to our next question.
All right.
By Matt. What's your process for doing your own accounting?
I went to college. I don't know what else to say. I went to college. Yeah. I wish I had a better answer to you. You know, in business school, they teach you accounting. All right. Listen. What we're about to get into, we got segments in this podcast. One of them is called Real Talk, but another one's called Book of the Week. This time we're combining them. Go ahead and play that Real Talk. All right. Hold up. I don't know why that was so funny to me. That was fun. It was not as funny as it seemed to me, right? But it seemed funny. Okay, check it out. Oh shit. Do we got that? Okay, before we get into this, do we got that? Where's my signed copy of that Robert Greene book? I want to flex on him right quick.
Which book?
The Laws of Human Nature. The homie Rob signed it for me, man. That's not the book of the week, but I still want to flex.
So it's red. So check the red section.
Nah, it ain't red.
That's
I think the Law of Human Nature is blue.
No, it's red with a blue circle.
It's red with a blue circle. That's because listen, this podcast is live. All right. And I was doing shit all day. Hold up. So
you're talking about the laws of human nature, right?
Yeah.
Like it's red.
It's red. So y'all don't know, man. My girl got the books color coordinated. It's so shout out to Nema's gonna find it. Nema's gonna find it. You found it? Nah, he ain't find it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be. Oh, it's right. Okay, we need this one. Oh, it's on the floor. It's on the floor. It's over there somewhere. It's in that pile. Is that right there? I see it. It's at the bottom of the other pile. No, that pile. No. The pile underneath your right knee. Yeah, that was right there. It's at the bottom of that. All right, cool. This is the best. Fuck. That shit wouldn't have happened on Joe Rogan. Flagrant 2 would have had this shit together. They would have had their shit together. All right, anyway. They don't do it live. All right. Why did I want to get this? There was a reason. Oh, yeah. Is this the signed copy? If not, man, this shit is really going to take long. Yo. This ain't my signed copy. This is the Daily Laws. This is the wrong Robert Greene book. We're looking for the guys. While we're waiting. I promise you it's going to be worth the wait. Oh, you got it? Hey guys, give me 1 second. This is live. This is live YouTube, man. This shit is dope. Give us a second. Close the door. All right, I couldn't find what I was looking for. Fuck it. All right. However, I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite books. I've talked about it before. It's the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I first read this book when I was 18 years old. I might have been a sophomore. I was a sophomore in college. And this book had a tremendous impact on me in my life. And, there's a lot of negative connotations that come with this book. A lot of people associate negativity with it. But I want you to know that it doesn't have to be negative, right? It's all about how you use it, right? The 48 Laws of Power, I want you to think of it like a knife. Like you can use a knife to go on a stabbing spree. stab innocent people, or you can use a knife to slice up food carefully and that you cook for children at an orphanage, right? It's just a tool. How you use it. The person who's using it, if they're good, it'll be used for good. If they're evil, it'll be used for evil, right? And it's super important that you understand the laws of power, right? For a variety of reasons. One, it's going to give you a strategic advantage in life, right? And you can use them for good. However, some people may have more nefarious intentions, and they may be using these laws for bad, maybe even unconsciously. They may be using these to your detriment, and you need to be able to guard yourself. Oh, you need to be able to guard yourself from them in those circumstances. But if you don't know the laws, if you don't know what they're doing, then you're more likely to become a victim. All right. So it's super important that you understand these laws. Now, I am going to break down. Now, I've studied this book back when there was a huge version of this. Is the concise version. That's the link we put in the description. This is the one you should get because Robert's my favorite author. Him and Ryan Holiday are my favorite authors, right? And I've developed a friendship with Ryan. I developed a friendship with Ryan and Robert, and I've done an interview here on this YouTube page years ago with Robert Greene. You should check that out when you get a chance. And Robert has given me signed copies of his book. That's what we were looking for earlier, so I could flex on you. But I've showed it in other episodes. Anyway. What we're going to get into now is my favorite of the 48 laws of power, my favorite laws. And I'm going to show you how I've applied them to my life, how they've helped me, and how you can apply them to yours. But fuck, I got to play that music one more time. I got to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. This is it can only get better from here. The podcast can only get better from here. All right. So my favorite of the 48 laws of power in no particular order. All right. We're going to start off with law number 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. You want to associate with positive people or successful individuals and distance yourself from negativity. Because here's the thing. Whether you want to or not, you're going to become like the people you're around. The reason you talk the way you do, the reason you dress the way you do is directly influenced by the people you grew up around, the people you live around. There's a reason why people from different parts of the country have similar accents. It's not in their DNA, right? They picked up on it involuntarily. And sorry. Okay, I sprinted to the bathroom. And this is a big ass house, so the bathroom is way over there. I could have went to this one, but I don't like that one. All right, here we go. Cut that out when we do the. It's not just your dialect and your style of dress and shit, right? It's everything. For example, here's a study. Let me pull it up. How do I get this shit off the screen? Oh, fuck. All right. Here's a study. Let me go ahead and accept the cookies. All right. Here's a study that shows that happiness spreads among individuals. And this is like a scientific peer-reviewed study. All right. So let's move down to the abstract. I'm only going to read a little bit. If you want to know more about it, you can read this shit on your own time, you fucking nerds. All right. All right, cool. So clusters of happy and unhappy people are visible in the network, and relationships between people's happiness extends up to 3 degrees of separation. For example, to the friends of one's friends, right? This means if Nemo over here has a friend who's unhappy, this study shows that my happiness will be decreased as a result. Oh yeah. That's what it says here. Oh, people. Yeah. It's like, it's not just the people you're around. It's also the people that you're around are around. Well, it's not just the people you're around. It's also the people you're. Am I saying this wrong? It's mad layers. It's not just people you're around. It's also the people they're around can affect your happiness or unhappiness. Right? People who are surrounded by many happy people, and those who are in what? Yeah. Sorry, man. This shit is mad far away from my face to keep it off screen. I can make it. What? How you do it with a Mac? What? What are you doing? This? Oh, I see what you're saying. Fuck, man. Joe Rogan would have had this shit together, bro. We got a lot of work to do. All right. I'm not going to read all this shit. It's right there, motherfucker. You can read it. Or you can go check out this study on your own time. But that's what I'm saying. This study shows that the people you're around actually affect you on an emotional level. And we've already talked about this before. Your emotions affect your action. Okay. So remember, we talked about if you want a result, right, you got to take action, right? But the quality of that action depends on the emotional state you are in when you are taking that action. I give this example all the time, but I'll do it again because I think it's the best example to clearly illustrate. I think this example is the best to illustrate this point. Say a girl's giving you a blowjob, right? Now, let's say this girl, she don't like giving blowjob. She don't like dick in her mouth. She think it's kind of gross, right? So she's like kind of doing it like it's like a pity blowjob. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Like she don't really want to do it, but she'll do it, right? Yeah, she did the action. She performed the action, but she performed it in a negative state, right? What kind of result is that going to be? Yeah, how bad can a blowjob be, right? It's not going to be awful, but you probably had better blowjobs. For example, let's say a girl, man, let's say her favorite thing in the world to do is give blowjobs, like your mother, and a chick like your mom. And she's as soon as she sees that shit, she dives on it like a fucking loose ball at the Super Bowl, and she starts going to town on that shit. The sloppy shit, man. The string of spit coming from the dick to her mouth. You know what I'm saying? She doing all that fucking nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? She rubbing it on her face, slapping her own face with it. Neema's laughing. Neema knows what I'm talking about. This guy knows what I'm talking about. And right. And it's the same action, but which one is going to get the better results, right? The one that was performed in a more enthusiastic state. I say that to say, if you are unhappy and you're going to work and you're bringing that unhappiness into work, right? You're still working, but how effective is that work going to be versus the person who goes into work super enthusiastic and upbeat and positive, ready to tackle any challenge, right? Who's going to get laid off first? Who's going to get promoted first, right? That's just an example. But we can go even further than that. Here's an obesity study. This shit is wild. This shit is wild. So basically, hold up. Oh, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but basically says if a friend gets obese, if a friend becomes obese, you are 45% more likely to become obese in the next 2 to 4 years. But like what's even crazier than that is the research found that if a friend of your friend, someone you don't even have to fucking know, becomes obese, you have a 20% chance of becoming obese yourself, right? So it's not even just the people you're around, it's also the people that those people are around that affect you, right? It's not just happiness, it's obesity. There's another study, I'm not going to go through it, but there's another study on smoking, right? When people, basically this is like when people around you, when people around smokers quit smoking, the smokers are significantly more likely to quit smoking. You're going to become like the people around. I'm going to show you how this shit has affected my life in certain degrees. You know, a while ago, long time ago, I was dating this girl. I mean, a long time. I was dating this girl, and she, you know, she was all fucked up. She was crazy, right? You know, and she had a lot of problems, a lot of issues, you know, and she didn't have her life together, right? And you know me, I'm out here balling, shot calling, doing my thing, right? But her life seemed like just a series of tragedies, you know. And and after spending time with her, one day I had a fucking panic attack, like me in the middle of the night. Like I was like, what the fuck? Me, the man? I was like, oh, is this bitch? And then I dumped her immediately, and yo, my whole quality of life changed. Someone said she must have been Puerto Rican. Close. She was Dominican. You know, mi gente muy peligroso. You know, muy peligroso, and yo, but my whole quality of life improved. It was like the clouds parted just from not being around this person. And seeing this research kind of confirms that, you know what I'm saying? And I never forgot that. And I've seen that in different parts of my life. You know, it's also, you know, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. And if you ever wonder why in the hood there's so much crime and violence, because it feels like hopeless. Like it really feels hopeless. Like you can feel it in the air, like it permeates everything. So one of the first things I did was just get out of the south side of Chicago. You know, I went to college and I went to DC. You know, I was around some different people who like had different aspirations, people whose goal in life wasn't to be in a leadership position of a street gang. You know what I'm saying? People who wanted to actually have careers and shit of that nature. And then from there, I started making more friends in higher places deliberately. And every time I met someone else who was doing better than me and became friends with them, my life improves. Right. So it's not even just staying away from negative people. It's like deliberately associating yourself with more positive people will not only, the studies show that it will improve your happiness and your health. The studies show that. However, for me, I noticed it just improved my income. Like I get ideas from my rich friends who they help me with my business problems. I help them with their business problems. I introduce them to people who can help them make money. They introduce me to people who can help me make money. It's a beautiful thing, you know. But if you're just around friends who are struggling, y'all all just gonna be struggling together. And what you're gonna be talking about, the struggle, and what and what do you think you're gonna be attracting in your life if that's what you're focused on? The struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the moral of the story is don't date Dominican women. I'm joking. I got one in the next room. She's cool. I had to bring her out of that environment though. and put her in my environment. All right. Let's move on. Then there's this is a good one. This is a big one. right? Law 33, discover each man's thumb screw. Pause. But basically, what old Robbie Greene was talking about was how you got to find out each person's weakness, and you can kind of use that to your advantage. And it doesn't have to be in a negative way, but it could be in a negative way. It depends on how you want to use it, right? You know, for example, I'll tell you a story. Sorry, something happened. It was funny. I read something funny just now. I'm telling you a story. So, you know, I grew up poor on the south side of Chicago. And, you know, I got sent away to military school when I was 14. I got in some trouble, you know what I'm saying? Just simple shit, you know, skipping school, fights, shootouts, normal kid shit. And I got sent away to military school as a result. Now, that kind of goes to the first law I talked about, because I was around some, my environment changed, and that kind of inspired me to want to accomplish more. But my dad was really struggling to make money during that time. Before I went to military school, like we were poor, south side of Chicago. But by the time I went to military school, that's when things started really picking up for him, right? His business started to really work. And by the time I graduated from high school, he was making $3 million a year. And in the year 2000, if we adjusted that for inflation, it would have been $8 million in today's money. Again, he lost all the money by the time I graduated from college. So I didn't experience any of the wealth because I was gone the whole time, but I knew it happened. And he would tell me stories. He was telling me stories about some of the stuff he was doing in order to come up. And it was all legal, except for this. Except for this one part. And it may be legal depending on what part of the world you're in. But he wanted to get this deal done with, it may sound like I'm snitching, but this guy's dead, so fuck it, right? With the mayor of DC at the time. His name was Marion Barry. And Marion Barry had got caught. This is public knowledge. I'm not snitching. He had got caught in a hotel room with a bunch of prostitutes and cocaine. And it was all over the news. And he got reelected after that. That's how crazy DC is. Anyway, he got reelected. They're like, yeah, that's the guy for us. But prior to this, my dad knew, okay, so this guy likes cocaine and hoes, right? And my dad had some bread at this time. And he was bidding on this deal with the city. He had an insurance claims business, right? So he was trying to do the insurance claims for a section of the city of DC. And he was bidding on it. And one of the things he did, allegedly, he's dead. Marion Barry's dead. I think I can tell the story. I don't think I'm getting nobody in trouble. But if I am, this is all alleged. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all alleged. He sent Barry, he bought the mayor a ticket to like some island or something. I don't remember which one. And when he got there was a bunch of fucking hookers there for him that he spent the week with. He comes back to DC. My dad got the deal. You know what I'm saying? But the key is he knew what Marion liked. It was all over the news. Marion liked hoes and coke. And I don't think it was illegal, depending on, I don't remember what island he sent them to. But some of those islands, that shit is legal, I think. I don't know. But he got the deal and made a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody won. There's no victims in that story. The hoes got paid. The mayor got some pussy. My dad got the deal. I got my tuition paid for college. There's no victims. Everybody wins because my dad understood what was going on with him. You know what I'm saying? He understood his weaknesses, right? Now, here's another story, how it was used in a negative way. So there was this guy. This is a story I heard. There's this guy. He was from Chicago. He's a crazy motherfucker, man. And he had beef with this other dude. We're gonna call this other dude too, right? So the Chicago dude, he had beef with this other dude. Like it was like serious beef. Like it was serious beef. And he had to figure out how to get him, but he knew the other dude's weakness. Chicago dude knew the other dude's weakness. Again, it was women. That's why we're putting guys. Again, it was women, right? Right. That's why we. So the Chicago dude, this dude is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's insane. He wears black Air Force Ones and shit. He's crazy. And he had this girl he knew. She was super beautiful model, Spanish chick, right? He had the model chick hit the other dude up on Instagram, right? Just follow him and slide into his DMs. And the Chicago dude told her to set up a date with dude. So he sets up a date with the dude, right? They start talking. She sets up the date. And the dude shows up to the meeting space, the rendezvous point, but the girl wasn't there. Listen, I don't know exactly what happened. I had no idea. But legend has it, the other dude ended up in the fucking ICU. Right? It's because the Chicago dude knew his weaknesses, right? And he was able to capitalize on it, right? So that's how it can be used in negative, depending on what side of the story you're on. You know what I'm saying? He probably should have been messing with that Chicago dude, man. Them dudes in Chicago are fucking crazy. Anyway, that's law number 33. All right. Oh. But that also kind of blends into law number 8, which is make others come to you. Use bait if necessary. So the Chicago dude used the Spanish chick as bait to get the enemy to come to him. Because if he would have ran up on the other dude on his turf, it might have been wrong. But he was able to lure his enemy out of safety into his clutches. And it turned out real bad for him, right? It's law number 8. Use other people. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary, right? But how's he used in a positive way? Well, I got a friend. You guys may know him. His name is Austin Dunham, right? I've known Austin for mad long, since he was in college, right? In fact, his very first course he put out, this kid I used to mentor was running the ads, and the kid was all nervous and he didn't know how to do it. So he came to me because I was his mentor, and I was running Austin's ads at first, right? But now the other dude is Miguel. He's super good at it now. He's probably better at running ads than I am now, you know. But anyway, I've known Austin for mad long, and Austin, I'm on Austin's close friends. Now Austin has on Instagram, right? I'm on his close friends. Austin, somehow he got wrapped into the whole red pill dating shit. He used to be just a good boy. When I knew him personally, he was a good boy. He had a girlfriend. He's a one-woman man. Now he's a fucking player, right? And what he does is if you watch his channel, check his channel out, right? If you're interested in this kind of thing, right? But he's all about, you know, making himself as pretty as possible. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that's what he's about. It's really about men making themselves as pretty as possible. He'll show you how to be the prettiest nigga you can be. You know what I'm saying? Like he got like facial routines and night routines, like videos about nighttime grooming routines, and they be selling fucking soap that makes you beautiful. Like I ain't know nothing about that shit, right? You know what I wash my soap with? Nothing. So I don't even do that shit sometimes. I just fucking shave my whole fucking head, everything except my eyebrows, and then walk out the door. But he's like all about making himself all beautiful and shit. But I'm on his close friends on Instagram, and yo, you should see like the fucking chicks that slide into his DMs, man. It's fucking crazy. I ain't never seen, like I've never seen a nigga get like girls, like bad chicks, like throwing themselves at a nigga, right? But he talks about on his channels, like he only fucks with girls who holler at him. Like he doesn't holler at girls, but what he does is he spends all the time up front making himself as beautiful as possible. So, and he just takes the girls that come to him, kind of the way the fucking hoes do, kind of the way the women do it, right? That's what women do, right? And I don't mean that. Don't misconstrue that. I'm not trying to be negative. It's like I just never thought about it. I grew up in Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas was shooting at me and shit, right? So like I never thought about like I was lifting weights for violence, right? But he lifted weights for aesthetics. Right, he grew up in a nice neighborhood. He's from a good family and shit. It makes a lot of sense. And I never thought about it like, yo, I didn't even know that girls hollered at guys until Austin put me on his close friends. So that's how you use it as a positive. And right, and as a result, he probably gets a lot of pussy, man. It appears effortlessly, but he puts all the effort into himself, and then they just fucking gather around, right? This is a different strategy, right? And I think it's obviously working out super well for him. So it can be throughout this video. I'm going to give you examples of how these laws can be used negatively or positively, right? And that's another one, right? All right. Law number 4: always say less than necessary. Law number 48. Law number 46. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it together. Law number 46. Never appear too perfect. Big Rob says, show vulnerability and flaws to make others feel more comfortable around you. I want to give you an example of how this can be used against you. So Tiger Woods is probably one of the best athletes ever. Definitely top 5 best athletes ever. Like what he accomplished in golf, he's up there with Jordan, Brady. Like he's definitely one of the best athletes ever, most accomplished athletes ever. As a result, he was making a ton of money. He had tons of endorsements. He was the man. But he had this squeaky clean image, right? He didn't curse. He wouldn't do nothing wrong. He was always smiling, right? He had this real image that he was just squeaky clean. Then one day, Tiger Woods crashes his fucking car into a tree on his property. We found out because his wife was fucking chasing him or some shit. And then everything came out. Found out this motherfucker was fucking all types of bitches, fucking porn stars and shit. He was going crazy out here. And when that shit came out, this motherfucker lost like almost all his endorsements, except for Nike. It's hard to lose an endorsement with Nike. Kobe didn't lose the endorsement of Nike after that wild shit he did, or he was alleged to, after that wild shit they said the whole Kobe did. Cut that out the video. I don't want to speak bad about Kobe. That's my guy. But anyway, he lost all his endorsements except for Nike, right? He lost millions and millions of dollars, and his public image was ruined. And it was like years and years and years before he won another championship. Now, he didn't break any laws. I mean, he cheated on his wife. That should be between him and his wife. Shouldn't have anything to do with anything else, right? However, the reason it did is because he appeared too perfect. He did that deliberately. He appeared too perfect. Now let's contrast that with a guy named Charlie Sheen. At one point, Charlie Sheen was the highest paid actor on TV. He was on a show called 2.5 Men. He was the highest paid actor on TV. And then at the height of his career, he got caught in a hotel room with cocaine and hookers. And he was just like, yeah, I'm Charlie Sheen, motherfucker. This is what I do. Yeah, you ain't know? Yeah, that was me, man. And he never seemed too perfect. He was always in and out of rehab. Nobody gave a fuck. In fact, his show, the ratings were high as they ever were. He was still the highest paid actor on TV after that. It didn't affect his career at all. The only reason he got fired from the show because was like a year or two later when he started talking shit about the network and talking shit about the CEO of the network. But he didn't get fired for the hookers. He didn't get fired for the hookers and the blow. In fact, the ratings, if I'm not mistaken, the ratings went up because he never tried to appear perfect. He was just like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I do. So you always want to keep that in mind, man. You know, if you out here trying to appear perfect or lying to people about how perfect you are, if you get caught lying about it, it's going to be a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Think about people who are openly homosexual. It's not a problem. They get praised in the media. When a motherfucker gets caught being homosexual, who was like perpetrating a fraud, right? That's fucking big news. But if somebody just comes out and hey, yeah, man, it just comes out gay off the rip, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares, man. This ain't the 90s. This ain't Hammer Time. Go love with it, whoever you want. Nobody gives a fuck unless you were lying about it. Then everybody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So how do I use that in my life? I just fuck up in front of you guys all the time. In fact, I've been fucking up all night and you still watching. But I openly talk about my dyslexia. I talk about, you know, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. And, you know, I talk about all the stuff I've been through. And, you know, that way, you know, when I mess up or make a mistake, I can just blame it on that, man. I'm like, hey, man, I told y'all I was doing this shit, man. I never said I was perfect. In fact, I told y'all I was all fucked up. And it's worked out well for me throughout my career. Let's get into the next law. I hope you guys are getting this so far. I hope you guys are fucking with this shit so far, man. Because this book is really powerful and it's really impacted me. There was a time in my life where I made flashcards of every law and I had them all memorized. Like I committed this shit to memory and I implemented it in my life throughout my career. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. So if anybody knows me, they know that I'm nice to everybody. Everybody I meet everywhere I go, much to the chagrin of my girlfriend. And, but it doesn't matter. You could be a fucking janitor or a waiter. If I'm collabing with other influencers, excuse me, I make sure that I show a lot of love to their camera people and the people behind the scenes. You know, I ask the camera guy, hey man, anything I can help you with, man, just holler at me. You know, I'm super nice to everybody all the time. There's a reason for that. One, it's just a nice way to live, right? It's just a nice way to be. It's a cool way to live life. You do that, you build up a good reputation, and everybody seems to like you. All right. Also, though, you never know who these people are going to become. And you also never know who these people are, right? So I'm going to mix this one with law number 19. Know who you're dealing with. Don't offend the wrong person, right? The reason I'm mixing it is because you'll see. Let me give you an example. When I had about 100,000 YouTube followers, I was on Instagram and I was doing some handstand push-ups. This is like, I don't know, 7 years ago or some shit. And I was in the background of that video that I posted on Instagram. Somebody's podcast was on. And then people started tagging that person. And this person had less than 100,000 followers, a really small following. But I was a fan. I liked that person's podcast, and I would listen to it sometimes when I was working out. And that they tagged that person, and that person commented on the video. And then we followed each other. And I was like, I saw that he was in LA. And I was like, oh man, listen, I'm about to be in LA for the LA Fitness Expo. My supplement company, we got a booth out there. We should link up, man. He was like, cool. Would you mind doing a video with me, a collab? I was like, yeah, man, no problem. No problem. I'll show up, man. Now, this was a small YouTuber at the time. All right. So I show up to the crib. We do the interview. I put it on my channel because, I like to do it. And he was a successful business person in his own right. And we became cool. And at the same time, again, I became cool with everybody on his staff too, right? His little brother was there. He was an adult, but he was his little brother, right? And I became super cool with him. I was just really nice to everybody, really kind, and showed everybody love. And that person ended up building a bigger YouTube following than me and became huge on social media. His name is Ty Lopez. This was before he even had 100,000 followers, right? And, me and Ty's made a lot of money together. Ty's became like a mentor to me in certain respects. He's the big homie. But, he was a small YouTuber at the time, right? At the time, I was a bigger YouTuber than him. But had I not shown love at the time and not showed up and did all that, we wouldn't have had the relationship we had. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I was super cool with his little brother. I became cool with his little brother. I introduced him to a bunch of girls that he, hung out with. And his brother ended up becoming an affiliate, ended up becoming his affiliate manager. See, I didn't even know that was going to happen. He was just kind of there, he's looking like a surfer and shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a pothead surfer. I don't think he surfs or smoked weed, but he had that look. And he became his affiliate manager. And then they came out with that social media marketing course, and they made a ton of money. I'm not at liberty to say how much they made. Then they took it off the market, right? They took it off after the first launch. They said it was only gonna be up for like 2 weeks, then they took it down. And then I was at a Knicks game with his brother. I was like, yo, bro, listen, man, I heard you the new affiliate manager on there, man. Why don't you let me run affiliate for the shit, And he was like, all right, cool. He talked to Ty and I did it. He did it. They set it up and I ran an affiliate launch for that shit. And I made like a few $100,000 because I was the only, he took it down and I was the only way you could buy it was through me at that time. I was the only way you could buy this course that everybody loved was through me for like 5 days. But it was all because, I made a few $100,000. And it was all because, one, I didn't build the fortress, right? I was always reaching out to people. And also, law number 19, don't offend the wrong person. You never know, you never know who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know who these people are going to become. But the key is you got to be like that with everybody. I'm talking about janitors, fucking waiters, like everyone you meet, you got to show them that kind of love. Right. I'm not saying you got to hang out with everyone, right? But be super kind to everyone because you never know who these people are going to become. And throughout my 10 years of being online and being in business, this shit has really helped me. Right. Because some of these people end up coming up and then they're in positions where they can help you. But if you were a dick to them on your way up, you know what I'm saying? You might see those same people on the way down. And they'll be happy to stomp you down, or at least they won't be there to help. You know what I'm saying? So just keep all that in mind. Keep all that in mind. Let me move on to the next law. Law number three, conceal your intentions. Keep your plans and motives hidden, as revealing them can make you vulnerable. When I was 16, I read a book called The Autobiography of Malcolm X, written by Malcolm X and Alex Haley. And the part that really stuck out for me, it was only one line, and maybe most people who read the book probably missed it, but for whatever reason, it stuck out to me. And Malcolm X says he never tells people his plans or his goals, because if he changes his mind or fails, if he didn't tell anybody he was doing it, nobody knows. And I don't know, I just thought that was like super powerful. I was like, oh yeah. So when I see people telling everybody what they got planned and what they're going to do, I'd be like, you probably shouldn't do that. I might not say it, but I try to never tell anybody what my goals are or my plans unless they are involved in it in some way. And then I tell them not to tell anyone. I cannot tell you guys how many things I've tried and failed over the years. Fucking whole businesses fail. Lost money doing all types of shit. But y'all don't know about it because I didn't announce this shit. You know what I'm saying? It saved me a lot of embarrassment. A lot of embarrassment. And it makes it look like everything I touch is just fucking gold. It looks like my whole fucking career has been a unbroken boulevard of green lights. That has not been the case. But because I never tell you motherfuckers what my plans are, or my aspirations are, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, if I fail, right? I can fail in private and succeed in public. And that's kind of what you want, man. Like, don't tell people what you're going to do. Just do it. Just fucking do it. And it's kind of like, it kind of relates. Some of these laws can be used together, but it's kind of like it's kind of like law number 9. It's a derivative, right? It's law number 9 is win through actions, never through argument. That's not exactly what Robert meant when in that chapter, but however, I feel like it's applicable, because if you're just telling people what you're going to do, who gives a fuck, right? But if you do it, then you're a fucking G. So when I hear people saying, oh, my friends and family don't support me, people don't support me, it's like, yo, how about you just fucking succeed? You know, I promise you, if you start succeeding, not only will they support you, they be fucking, they'll support. Listen, you start succeeding, you start making a bunch of money, you start fucking blowing up on the internet or building that business and it's succeeding, you won't have to worry about them supporting you. You know what I'm saying? You won't have to worry about anybody supporting you. People will be eager to support you, you know, so they can like attach themselves to that ship that they see moving in the right direction. So when I started my fitness business, man, I didn't really tell nobody. I just started doing it, and then people started seeing it. And what happened was I wasn't asking nobody to support me. I wasn't asking the homies to support my shit or to work for me or to team up with me. I would, it just happened. Like, for example, my best friend, white boy Brian, he saw the shit was moving in the right direction. And he was like a doorman at some nightclub at the time. And he was like, yo, man, yo, I want to be a part of this. I'm like, cool, let's roll. Right. And then people started asking me, hey, man, can I work for you? Can I intern for you? I was like, all right, cool. But they got to see the momentum moving in the right direction first. You get what I'm saying? Which is, I'm not going to do a whole speech about this, but this is kind of like the law. It's kind of like law number 9, win through actions, never through arguments. But it also relates to, I had it right here. Law number 13, which is when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, not their mercy or their gratitude. You get what I'm saying? Here's the thing. If you're fucking winning, then everyone will know it's in their self-interest to align with you. You won't even have to ask. You know what I'm saying? If you're winning enough, you won't have to ask. And most of you guys are just trying to get your first $100,000, right? You can do that all by yourself. I promise you, you don't need no one else. You may need a mentor. You may need to fucking buy some books or courses or whatever. But but you won't need no one to actually do the work with you. You can do that on your own. I fucking promise you can. I mixed some of those laws together with that story, but I hope that shit makes sense. Law number 15 is one of my favorites. Crush your enemy totally. So I'm real reluctant to get into any kind of beef with anyone because of law 15. If I go, I got to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? And that can mean different things with different applications depending on the circumstances. But if I'm a go, I got to go all the way, right? I got to fucking crush that person. I got to go all the way. You know, if you read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, there's a part where he says, what exactly did he say? But it's something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, when you attack your enemy, it should be so severe that you do not fear their retribution. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So when people are out here like making YouTube videos about me, I usually respond. If I respond, it's going to be in a joking manner, right? It's not going to be like I'm trying to crush them or I'm even trying to have beef with them, right? What's the dude, Coach Greg, you know, he went on this thing. He's making a bunch of videos about me all the time. And I responded to him, but you know, it wasn't in a negative way. I didn't attack him. In fact, I made light of it most of the time, you know, just fucking joking around. Because if I get into it with someone, well, we got to get all the way into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got to go so far. Like, I don't know. Listen, we probably ain't gonna be making nothing about Greg. He's cool. In fact, that shit is WWE, man. We've talked to each other on Instagram. We cool. We follow each other. You know what I'm saying? That shit is WWE, man. But like, there are some people who have been like super nefarious and like, you know, came at me and I didn't say nothing, you know, because if I get into it, I got to get into it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not, you know, I'm probably not gonna be making YouTube videos, you know. That's not how things are handled where I'm from, you know. So like, so most of the time I just let shit slide and be like, you know, man, it ain't worth the fucking. It's cool, man. Like, you know, let it slide unless I feel like, you know, I got it to. Like, for example, there was last year somebody was really coming at me trying to assassinate my character and trying to really crush things in a way. He was really trying to hurt me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really trying to hurt me, and I was trying to let it slide. I was trying to do nothing, but I had to do something, and nobody's really heard from him since. You know what I'm saying? Over the last year, you know what I'm saying? And like nothing fucking bad happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody heard from him, motherfucker. Right? It's not I'm not worried about hearing from him either. You know, we'll just leave it there. All right. I would do one more. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one I wanted to do? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at this. Law number 48, assume the formless. So check it out. One of my cousins, Chicago G, man. We known each other since we was fucking babies, right? We lived a block away from each other. We got sent to the same high school. Then we went to the same college. Then when he moved to New York, I moved to New York right after. Then he moved to Miami and I moved to Miami right after. Basically, we were around each other our whole lives, right? But man, G was so hood, and he was always hood. Like, he died about a year ago. He passed away. But I'll just give you an example of how hood he was. My man was wearing a Chicago Bulls fitted cap in the casket. And it felt right, you know what I'm saying? Because that was G. That was G. You know, and you know, that's how hood he was. The problem was, you know, he would ask me to introduce him to certain people, and I was like, you're too hood. Like I couldn't even bring him to certain places. Like, see me, I can put on a suit, I can clean up, I can stop cursing. I won't show up high somewhere. I know I can move in different circles where he can only move in the hood. He can move really well in the hood. He moved to Spanish Harlem. He was like the king over there, like 110 and Lenox. He had a bodega that he owned on 110th and Lenox, and he was real good there, but he couldn't move anywhere else. Not with the same not as fluently as I could. I can put on a suit. I can go someplace. I can go be at a boardroom. I can be at a country club, or I can go to fucking Spanish Harlem, Washington Heights, fucking the Bronx if I need to. That's assuming the formless. If you are only one kind of way, then you can only move in certain circles, and it may be appropriate to be able to move in different circles depending on the circumstances, right? So some people say it's fake, but me, I just feel like it's accentuating certain parts of my personalities depending on the circumstances, right? Kind of like, when you go to church, you're not being fucking fake. You're just, that's what's appropriate under that setting, but you need to be fluent enough to move in different circles. The way I talk to y'all is not the same way I would talk to, it's not the same way I would talk to my son, right? The way I talk to y'all is not the same way I would talk. Well, it's pretty much the same way I talk to my mom, but it's not the same. Like, that's my nigga, right? But that's not the same way I talk to like some investment bankers that I'm doing shit with, or when I talk to people at private equity funds, I may dress or talk different. I may wear certain watches, right? All the fucking watch nerds say don't wear your bust down watches. They say it's they don't understand it because they only know one culture, right? That's a way of being rigid, right? However, I can put my bust down on and I can show up. You know what I'm saying? I show up in the hood, I show up at the club, I show up at the nightlife spots, and it's appropriate and I get props there. But I know that same watch would give me negative status at the country club. You get what I'm saying? I know how to move in different settings, and that's something you guys got to learn too. Really be versatile and fluent. And I learned that from my dad. My dad, he didn't go to college. He didn't graduate from high school. In fact, he was an orphan. He never met his parents. His mom died when he was a baby, and his dad, he just never met, and he was able to adapt into different environments seamlessly. And one thing he told me is like, yo, man, even though I'm in the boardrooms and I'm doing all this other shit, he still knew people in the streets. He still knew how to move like fluently. South side of Chicago to the mayor's office, to the whole house, to the fucking, he wasn't fucking hoes, but he had to get the host for the mayor. You know the story I told you. And then he to the casino, like he could move super fluently, and that's something I picked up from him. And you might have to change your dialect a little bit, or at least accentuate different aspects of your personality, your dialect, or even your attire to do that. And if you can master that, it gives you a strategic advantage in life, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Damn, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, well, all right. Listen, those are some of my favorite aspects of the 48 Laws of Power. I highly suggest you read it. Some people just cast aspersions on this book without even have read the whole thing. It's a thick book. I get it. So you can get the condensed version. I put the link in the description. It's easy to read, and either use it to your advantage or it will be used on you to your detriment. All right. And if you want more information about the book, check out the interview I did with Robert Greene himself, where he explains to you how to use the book and how the book has benefited people throughout history. Check it out right now. All right. Let's go through some of the super chats that we got to get out of here.
All right. We have one that we're going to end the night with.
All right.
His name is Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Gymnasium Jesus. And no, it's not blasphemous. You dorks.
Mm-hmm.
I just joined HTT a couple of days ago.
All right.
I cannot believe you are giving away this much game. Thank you. I am looking forward to changing my life for the better.
Come on, man. Shout out to you, Austin. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm super excited for you. Listen, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So you really got to do the work. You got to do the work. If you do everything in there, and we can see if you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? We've never seen nobody fail. And, you know, if you do everything and you fail, obviously it's a money back guarantee. But I believe, because you're watching Victory Unit, I believe that you won't fail. I believe that you'll succeed. And we're going to do everything we can to help you make sure you got access. You got your own one-on-one coach, and you got access to the 6 live calls per week. I do the one on Tuesday. So just make sure you show up to them live calls. Ask your coaches any help you need. Ask any questions you need in the Facebook group. We're excited to work with you. And everyone else, man, guys, join the free Victory Unit Discord. Link in the description. And if you haven't already, the Baller Mindset course, man, it's so good. It's really going to help you accomplish your goals. And it's free, 100% free. I'm not charging you nothing. There's no upsells in there. There's nothing you can buy in there. I just want to help you accomplish your goals, help you become more successful so you can give me the props. Because right now, I don't need more money, but I can always use more props. I'm a machine that runs off your praise. And the only way to get it is to help you accomplish something. So that's why I put that together. All right. See y'all. We do this podcast every Tuesdays and Thursday at 7 o'clock. Around 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. All right. I'll let y'all. Peace.